Welcome to the webinar on how to use Vendio Handmade and get ready for the holiday selling season. My name is Nathan and I will be showing you how to set up and use your Vendio Handmade account. Please do go ahead and type your questions into the questions box in the webinar widget during today's webinar, and I will do my best to answer your questions at the end. During today's webinar, we will be covering topics such as how to import your existing items into Vendio Handmade, how to list your existing items to other marketplaces, how to create an item from scratch and list it through Vendio Handmade, how to use variations when creating items, where to find and manage your orders, and all of the options available to you within your Vendio Handmade account. And so it might only be August, but the earlier you are ready for the holiday selling season, the better it will likely go for you. And Vendio Handmade is a great way to save yourself time and manage your items so that you can focus on your products and your customers. So let's go ahead and take a look at how you can get set up and use your Vendio Handmade account. First, we are going to take a look at the setup widget for your Vendio Handmade account. If you just opened your account or you are just getting started, then you should see the setup wizard when first logging into your account. But if you're not able to find it, then you should be able to get there by going to My Vendio and then My Vendio Handmade, and then just click the setup icon here on the left of the screen. The setup wizard will walk you through importing your Etsy items and the initial setup. First, you need to add your Etsy account to Vendio. So you'll just click the button to continue to Etsy, and you will be directed to log into your Etsy account if you aren't logged in already. Etsy will let you know what permissions you're giving to Vendio to do on your behalf. Just take a look, make sure that you agree, and then just click the blue Allow Access button that you'll see at the bottom of the page. And it's just that simple to add your Etsy account. And after you have added your Etsy account to Vendio, you will be able to import your items into Etsy. And we'll take a look at importing products in more depth in a little bit. The next step here is to set up Amazon Handmade. If you are not selling on Amazon Handmade, then you can just skip the step. But if you are, then you want to first click the button to link your Amazon account to Vendio. It's very similar to the Etsy process. You'll just be directed to log into your Amazon account, or you can click to connect your Amazon account to Vendio. And if you are selling on Amazon Handmade, then you will also need to install the Vendio Handmade add-on to your browser. Please do note that you will need to install the add-on to each browser that you are using with your Vendio account. Just click the Install Add-on button and follow the steps. The Vendio Handmade add-on is necessary in order for Vendio to send data to your Amazon Handmade account. And that completes the setup wizard process. Let's go ahead and switch to an account that already has some data in it and take a look at the rest of Vendio Handmade. All right, so this is what you should see after you have completed the setup wizard process and imported in your items. In this account, you can see that we already have products that have been created. From this page, you can take your existing products and easily send them to additional marketplaces. To do that, you just want to put check marks in the boxes to the left of the items, or just select this box at the top left to select the entire page of products. And then at the bottom, once you've selected your products, click the Send To button here. And then you can choose to send the items to Amazon Handmade, to Etsy, or to eBay. Let's go ahead and click to send them to Etsy. Then the next page that comes up will allow you to make changes to some fields when you need to, and it will also let you add in information that's required to list the items to Etsy. You'll notice as well that some of the fields have a bulk edit option at the top. So for example, if we needed to change the price, then we wanted to do it in bulk, maybe all of our products are the same, then we could add in the $20 and click copy down. Or if we just wanted to change the price for a specific product, we can go to that box there and change the price for just that product. You'll see the other options. We have some Etsy specific options, such as the about the listing section where we say who made the product and whether it's a finished product and about when it was made. You have your Etsy renewal options and some other options here as well. So you do want to take a look and make sure that you have selected the options that you want. You'll notice as well that the status of the listings on Etsy can be changed using the boxes to the right, and the options you get will partly depend on the item's current status. So for this item at the top, the item is already active on Etsy, so we have the option to save our changes only without sending them to Etsy, to save the changes and update the existing Etsy listing, or we can remove the item from Etsy completely. This item, however, is not currently on Etsy, and you can see we have some different options here. We can just save the changes without affecting anything on Etsy, or we can publish this item live on Etsy, or we can just send this item as a draft to Etsy without making it live. And once you have made all the changes that you want, you just go ahead and click the Save All button at the bottom of the page. And so we will return and take a closer look at creating listings and importing them soon. But first, I did want to show you where you can find your basic account settings. And to do that, you will go in the top of the page to My Vendio and then My Account. And there are three options on this page. The first is the product plans page, and this is where you can find what plan you're currently subscribed to, and then where you can make changes if you want to select a different plan. The My Billing Statements section here is where you can view your current and past billing statements. You can view and download billing statements going back 2 years. And then the last option here, the account and billing info section, is where you can change things such as your address, your credit card information, your password, and your other basic account information. We do also have preferences pages where you can edit various defaults and other information for your account. And we will be taking a look at each of the preferences pages during today's webinar when it's appropriate. But first, let's take a look at the channels preferences page right now. To do this, you can just go to your username at the top right of the page and then select Preferences. And then from the drop-down box at the top, you'll select the Preferences page that you would like to view. We'll go ahead and select Channels. The Channels Preferences page will allow you to manage the accounts that you have linked to Vendio. So you can add and remove your eBay ID here. And if you are using eBay Managed Payments, then you should make sure you let us know by checking the box for eBay Managed Payments here. It will help us properly manage your orders in Vendio. You can also add or remove your Amazon account information here, and you can add or remove your connection to Etsy here. And of course, once you're done and you have had to make any changes, be sure to click the Save and Close button at the bottom of the page. All right, next, let's take a look at where you can go to import your listings. At the menu at the top, you're going to go to Items and then Import Items. And you do have the option to import your existing items from eBay, from Amazon, from Etsy, or you also have an option to import new or update existing items using a CSV file. CSV files are just a specific type of Excel file, and there are instructions and an import template in the CSV file import section if you do want to go that route. The options that you have when you're importing do depend on where you are importing from. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the Etsy options. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Etsy. And you can see that the first option here is we can choose whether to import all of our Etsy items, including draft listings, or if we only want to import our live listings. Next, we choose the item allocation strategy, and the item allocation strategy is really important. The best one to choose does depend on your business, the types of items that you sell, and your business strategy. If you select the committed item allocation strategy, then what that means is that you specify the quantities that go to each marketplace. So for example, if you're selling a quantity of 10 for a product that you have available, and you're selling on eBay and Etsy, you might send 5 of those to eBay, and you might send 5 of those to Etsy using the committed item allocation strategy. Then in this example, if you have a sale on eBay, your eBay quantity would go down to 4 and your Etsy quantity would remain at 5. Usually I will recommend the shared item allocation strategy, and this allows you to share your quantities across marketplaces. So in that same example, your quantity of 10 for that product would be sent to both eBay and Etsy. So you'd have a quantity of 10 on both marketplaces. And then when that one quantity sold on eBay, both your Etsy and eBay quantities would be reduced to 9 available. There is a slight possibility of overselling here, so that is something to keep in mind because it can take a few minutes for one marketplace to update when an item sells on another marketplace. And then the third option here is the unlimited selling strategy. And what this does is basically allows you to just keep selling items as long as that product's up there until you take it down. Your quantities can get into the negative in this situation. And this selling strategy is best used if you have a product that you have a virtual unlimited supply of. So for example, there might be something that you make and you may be able to get as much materials as you need whenever you need it in order to make that product, and you might be able to make that product really, really quick. That might be a good one to use the unlimited selling strategy for. Next are the profiles, and the profiles are mostly just used for eBay. So if you're not selling on eBay, you don't really need to worry about them. But if you are, then you can add existing profiles using the green plus button, or add new profiles using the green plus button, or edit existing profiles using this pencil icon here. And then once you have selected the settings you'd like, just go ahead and click the blue Import My Etsy Inventory button. And then once you have done an import, you can check the status of the import from the Import Items page by clicking this blue View Import Status button at the bottom left of the page. All right, next, let's take a look at where you can import and manage your images. To do that, we're going to go to Images, and we'll take a look at the Upload Images screen first, and we'll click on that. Also, you can import images at the time you're creating items if that works better for you, and I'll show you where that option is in a little bit. But if you want to upload your images in bulk, the best way to do it is from this Images Upload Images page. And to upload images, you'll just click the Browse button to browse for and select the images that you would like to upload, and then select which folder you would like to place them in here. And then you'll just go ahead and click to upload the images. You can also use the Shift and Control keys on your keyboard in order to select multiple images at once for upload. And then once you have uploaded your images, you can manage your existing images under Images, My Images. You'll see there's a View Options button at the top right of the My Images page, and this can be used in order to turn columns on or off on this page, and also to choose how many images you would like to see on one page. The search button here can be used to find specific images. There is an advanced search option that you can use if you're trying to find images that meet certain criteria, such as the date that you uploaded them. And then the disk usage button, also near the top right of the page, you can click on it here and it will let you know your current image storage level. And that way you can make sure that you aren't going over the image storage limit for the plan that you are subscribed to. And the page here in general will show you the general information about your images, including the date when they were uploaded, their expiration date, if they have one, and also the date that the images were last viewed. And you can also get a link to an image by just clicking on the magnifying glass icon to the left of the image file name. And then you can select the size of the image you would like, and then you can copy the URL from the right here. Let's see, your image folders you can manage from the left. You can add folders, remove folders, do all that stuff for your image folders. When you do delete an image, you got the delete option here if you want to delete an image. When you do delete an image, it's moved to the recycle bin. And once an image has been moved to the recycle bin, it stays there for 14 days until it is automatically deleted by our system. If you want to restore an image before those 14 days are up, then you can just go to the recycle bin, select the image, and click the undelete button, and that image or images will be restored. You should note that the images in your recycle bin are counted toward your image storage level. And if you do want to permanently delete images earlier than those 14 days, you can do so by just clicking the empty recycle bin button. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at the images preferences page. So we're gonna, again, click on our username at the top right of the page, and then we're going to click on preferences. And then if you're not already on the image preferences page, you'd select it from the drop-down box at the top here. On the image is preferences page, you have the option to have images automatically be deleted when they meet certain criteria, or to only delete them manually. When an image is uploaded, it will use the setting that is set here. So keep in mind that if you change this preference, it will only make the change for your future image uploads. If you do have auto renew here turned on, then that means that your images will not automatically be deleted. If you turn auto renew off, then you can select after how many days an image will be deleted if it hasn't been viewed and you haven't selected to renew it. You can choose between 30 and 90 days for that option. You may also set preferences for your image folders here. You can choose to automatically name your folders using the date the images were uploaded. You can choose the format for that date. You can have empty folders be automatically deleted after they've been empty for a certain number of days. And you can also set your default image folder for your new image uploads. Okay, now that we've taken a look at how to upload and manage images, let's take a look at how to create an item from scratch. So to do this, we're going to go to Items at the top of the page, and then Create Items. At the bottom of the page here, you can select all of the marketplaces where you would like to send this new item. Let's go ahead and check all of them. So we're going to start by checking eBay. And after checking the box to sell on eBay, the option to select the eBay category is shown here. And you can select a previously used category if you like, or you can go ahead and select it from the category tree. We're going to be listing a bracelet, so we're going to select jewelry and watches, handcrafted artisan jewelry, and bracelets. And then we'll go ahead and click select. Next, we're going to turn on the Amazon options by checking the box for Amazon. You can see here that you can choose either the basic US Amazon site, or you can choose Amazon Handmade. Let's go ahead and select Amazon Handmade. And you'll notice that the text here mentions that the items can be sent to Amazon Handmade after the item has been created. This is due to the options that Amazon Handmade has provided for us to integrate with them. And we'll take a look at how to send the item to Amazon Handmade after looking at how to initially create the item. Next, we'll turn on the Etsy options by clicking here, and we'll select the Etsy category. See, we got jewelry and bracelets and beaded bracelets, and then select. And you should notice now too that the eBay info and Etsy info tabs have now appeared near the top left of the page. When you're ready to continue, you can click next at the bottom right or top right of the page to go to the next tab, which is the item info tab. But note that you can also use the tabs at the top left of the page to go between pages. The next buttons will let you go through the process in order, but the tabs at the top left allow you to go back and forth if you need to. And we're going to go ahead and click next now. On the item info tab, where we are now, you'll notice that some fields are in green and some fields are in black. The fields that are in green are required and they will need to be filled out, while the fields that are in black are optional. Let's go ahead and put in a title for this item. Okay, we'll also add in an image for the item by clicking the Add Images button. If the images you need are not yet in your Vendio account, then you can click the Upload button to follow the steps and upload your images from here. If they are already in your account, then you can just go ahead and select the image and then click one of the two Attach Selected buttons. And now we got our image attached. Next, we'll add in a description for the item. All right, we got our description added in. We'll give the product a price. If you do want to use different profiles than the default profiles, then you can change them here. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the profiles are primarily used for eBay. But if you are using calculated shipping, then you'll want to add in the package details here by clicking on this link. So we'll add in the package and item weight and dimensions. And then when we're done, we'll just go ahead and click Next. And we are now on the Inventory tab. Here in the Inventory tab, you can change the item SKU if you want to change it. Otherwise, the item will use a SKU that is randomly assigned by Vendio. Then you can enter in the quantity that you have available for sale. You can select your item allocation strategy that we discussed earlier. Again, I usually recommend the shared strategy. And there's some other optional fields available here as well that can be useful when keeping track of information about the item that you're selling. When you're done, just go ahead and click the Next button. And we are now on the eBay Info tab. You should notice that some of the fields here have already been filled in, the title field here. What that means is that the data in these fields has been copied from a previous tab, usually from the Item Info tab. And that way, if you are listing an item on multiple marketplaces, you only need to enter in the information that is shared across those marketplaces once. If you do want to change that information for one marketplace but not another, then simply make the necessary changes. And you should then notice that the links of the chain are broken and they are no longer connected. If you change your mind and you decide you want to use the same title that was entered in the Item Info tab, then you can just click on this broken chain icon again, and it now is inheriting that title from the Item Info tab instead. You can see here other information that we entered previously, such as the eBay category that we entered, the quantity, the price, and the title, as we already looked at. And you do want to take a look at those green fields just to make sure that they're set the way that you would like them to be. And also take a look at the black fields to make sure that you filled in any that you want to use. So let's go through here for a bit. That's right, duration needs to be changed there. Got to add in our item condition. For brand, I'm going to mark this as handmade. We have the option to select one of the Vendio templates. You can choose your own, you can choose one of ours. Going to go from the favorites. Let's see, we're getting ready for the holiday season, so let's do the December snowflakes. We got the profiles again if you need to change them. You got the plus button to add a new one again, and you got the pencil icon to edit an existing one. And you can use the drop-down box to select a different one if there's another one that already exists. See, the description looks good. Images look right. Okay, that all looks good to me. And then at the bottom of the page here, you'll see the Preview at eBay button, and you do want to make sure that you click this button in case there are any errors that need to be corrected, and also to make sure that the preview looks correct to you. So let's go ahead and click that. No errors, so that's good. If there had been an error, you should have seen it in red at the top. Yep, and that looks good to me. Go ahead and close out of the preview. All right. And then at the bottom of the page here, you can choose to not launch the listing right now, but just to save the information. You can choose to launch a single listing, or you can choose to set up repeat launches using an eBay launch profile. There are many different options for the launch profile. If you have an idea of how you would like the listings to automatically be launched, but you can't figure out the correct setting, please just reach out to support and we can help you there. And once you are done with the option that you would like, go ahead and click the next button. And we are now on the Etsy info tab. You can see here again that much of the information has already been copied over to the Etsy info section. If you need a different SKU for Etsy than you are using for Vendio, then you can make the change here on this tab. Next, let's go ahead and fill out the fields that are specific to the Etsy category that we selected. Again, the fields that are in green are required. Let's see, let's add in our colors while we're at it. Okay, scroll down here. All right, these are required here about the listing. Say I made it. What is it? It's a finished product, and it was made this year. And then you also want to select whether you want the item to automatically renew or to be renewed manually. So select that option here. And you also want to fill out any of the other optional fields that you want to use. We'll want to select the shipping option. So there we go. We'll use the test profile. You will need to select an existing Etsy shipping profile. If you're not seeing the Etsy profile that you need and you have already created it in your Etsy account, then just click this Retrieve My Etsy Shipping Profiles button, and then you'll be able to select the profile. You can see our item weight and package size have already been copied over from where we entered it previously. And then we can choose our Etsy publish options. You can choose to either save without publishing on Etsy, or you can save and publish on Etsy as an active or live item, or you can save and publish to Etsy as a draft only that's not active. And then last, you can either click the Save button, which would then save this product and use all of the launch options that you have selected and send that item off to eBay and Etsy in this situation. Or you can click the Save and Clone button. If you use the Save and Clone option, then this item will be saved just as if you click the Save button. However, in addition to that, a completely new item will be created and opened with all of the same settings that you have entered here. You can then edit that cloned item to make any necessary changes. This is a really useful option if you have items to list that are really similar to each other. It can save you quite a bit of time. And also, if there are any errors, they will be displayed in red after clicking save, and otherwise you should get a green message that the item has been successfully saved. Okay, next we're going to take a look at how to create an item with variations from scratch. It's a really similar process to the item that we just created, so we're going to go ahead and focus on what is different. So we're going to go to Items and Create Items. And we're going to, again, check the boxes for the marketplaces where we would like to sell and select our categories. Go ahead and do that again. Okay, and this is really important for items with variations. We need to make sure that we check this box that says I have more variations of this item, such as color and size. And before I check that, I want you to take a look at the top left. You'll see we have an inventory tab. Now I'm going to check that box, and you'll see that that tab now says inventory and variations. So that's a really quick and easy way to know if the item you're looking at is currently set to have variations. And then we'll go ahead and click the next button. And we'll fill in the main information for the item like we did before. And we'll add in an image and a description and our item price. The weight and dimensions. And then we will go ahead and click the next button. And this is where we will add our variations. You'll see we are now on the inventory and variations tab. So we'll go ahead and click the add attribute button, and then we'll select the type of variations that we will be using. If you're creating a new attribute that's not yet in your account, then you can select the new attribute option and give it a name. And you can then add in the values for that attribute by typing them in here and clicking a plus button after each one. We're going to be using the existing color and size attributes. So let's go ahead and select color. And you'll see we've already have the 3 different colors that have been added in here. You can add more by typing them into the attribute values box and then clicking the green plus button. Once you have added all the options you'd like, go ahead and click the OK button. Now we're going to go ahead and also add the size attribute as a variation. So let's select that one as well. And you'll see we already have sizes here. But I'm going to go ahead and change these because I don't think that fits quite right for bracelets. So we're going to change to 8 inches, 9 inches, and let's have a 7 inches bracelet. And let's see, probably a 10. It's a pretty big bracelet, but that'll work. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the ones that we don't need. And that's a good way to edit those attributes if you need to. And then we'll go ahead and click OK. Now that we've selected the types of variations that we'll be using and the variations that go along with them, we need to go ahead and add in those variation options to this product. What you can do is you can just click this add variation button for each variation combination and then select the color and the size and then add in another one if you want to, or we're going to delete those out. What generally works much better is to click this generate variations button. And what this does is it creates all possible combinations of the attributes that you have selected. So you see we have the 3 different colors in the 4 different sizes, and those have all been created for us automatically. Now you can enter in your item quantities. If the numbers are the same for all of the items, then just click this pencil icon at the top and put in the quantity and then click OK. And you can also manually change or enter in the quantities for individual items if you need to. If you do need to make any other changes, such as different prices for different variations, or if you want to use your own SKUs instead of the SKUs that Vendio automatically created for you, then you can make those changes here as well. When you're ready, just go ahead and click the next button. And we are now on the eBay info tab. and you can see that the variations are now shown on the eBay info tab here. And if you do need to make any changes to them just for eBay, but not for Etsy or other places you are selling, then you can do so here. You do want to be sure that you check the rest of the fields on the eBay info tab and make sure they are set up the way you would like them to be. And then when you're done, just go ahead and click Next to go to the Etsy info tab. If you are using multiple variation attributes like we have both size and color for this product, then the Etsy rules will require that you select which attribute to base the images you are using on. We're going to go ahead and select color for this example and click OK. And now we are going to go ahead and add in one image for each color variation. So we got red first, so I'm going to click here. I'm going to do color, add image, select an image for red, and then click OK. And you can see it's added into all of the red options. We're going to do the same for blue and purple. All right, you have now set your variations for this item. The rest of the listing process is the same as what we looked at earlier on in this webinar. So next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the My Items page. And to do that, we're going to go to Items and then My Items. And this is where the items that you have created or imported can be found and managed. Here, you can send your items to Amazon Handmade. You can use the process that we looked at the beginning of this webinar. That was the process under My Vendio and then My Vendio Handmade. You can use that process to send the items to Amazon Handmade, or you can use the process on this page to do it. And to do it from this page, you're going to either select individual items or an entire page of items at once. And then you're going to click the Actions button and then Send To. And then here you can send the items to different marketplaces, but we're going to go ahead and select Amazon Handmade. And then on this page, you can make any edits that you need to make to the product for Amazon Handmade. So you need to change the price or the quantity. You need to add in some customizations or change your production time, that sort of thing. Just go ahead and make that change. And then you can either click Save Only or Save and Publish for individual items using the buttons to the right, or you can use the buttons at the button at the very bottom of the page to save and publish all of the items on this list to Amazon Handmade. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other options that you have on the My Items page. So let's get back to the main My Items page. The options button at the right here, this can be used to turn fields on and off that you do or don't need to use. And that way you can customize the page so that it's only showing the fields that you want to see, and also so that it's showing all of the fields that you want to see. You can also change the number of items on the page, which can be very useful here as well. And then one of the other things that you can do is you can sort the items on this page by clicking on the column that you would like to use to sort them. So for example, we could sort by item title, and then it puts it into alphabetical order for us. You can reset your sorting here using this button to the right. Most columns here also have a search box at the top that you can use. So we can search for all of our bracelets. Oops, if I spelled it right, there we go. Find all of our bracelets in that way. We can click the Clear All Filters button to clear that out and get back our main view. Clicking on the title of an item will bring you to the item details page. That's just what we were looking at when we created those new items earlier, and that way you can make any edits to those items. Some of the fields here, such as the total quantity field, can be edited for individual items by double-clicking on the field that you would like to edit, just like that. and then you can make the change that you would like to make. And then make sure that you click Save at the bottom right of the page after you are done. There are also fields that can be edited in bulk. And to edit fields in bulk, first you'll want to select the items or an entire page of items if you'd like that you want to edit. And then make sure that this box for quick edit mode is checked at the top here. And then you can use the bulk edit panel to the right to make any changes that you would like to make in bulk to these items. And again, just click Save when you are done. And then also we got the folders button here at the top left, and this can be used to manage your item folders. You can delete a folder, rename one, add one, all of that stuff for your folders. The Views button will allow you to filter items by various states. So for example, if you only wanted to see items that are currently on eBay, then you would select the On eBay option. And then the Actions button that we used in order to look at how to send items to Amazon Handmade. The Actions button can be used for a bunch of different actions, such as deleting items or copying items, or if you want to move an item to a different folder. And then, of course, the option to send the items to other marketplaces is here as well. Next, let's take a look at the Items Preferences page. And so we will click on our username at the top right and select Preferences. And if you're not already on the Items Preferences page, then you would select Items from the drop-down box here at the top. From the Items Preferences page, you can create custom fields for your items as well as labels. These are more advanced options, can help you manage and organize your items, and they appear in the Inventory tab when you are creating or editing items. Let's now take a look at how to view the status of your listings. To do that, we'll go to Channels at the top of the page, and then My Listings. The filter icon here can be used to find listings that are on a specific channel, or to search by title or SKU or listing ID. With the status button, you can also choose to view only active, only aired, only scheduled, or only ended listings. If a listing does fail with an error, you can get the detailed error message by choosing the errored filter. And here you can see here, we're on the errored filter, and we can see this top one that we have here failed because the condition was required for that category and it was not entered into the item. And then we know what to fix. You can even just go ahead and click on the SKU in order to go to that product and edit the item and fix the problem and launch it instead. Putting a check mark in the box to the left of an item opens up the Actions button at the bottom left of the page here. And that'll allow you to take whatever option is available. From the errored filter, we can either relist or edit. And those are the two options there. Depending on the filters you have selected, you'll have different available options. So let's take a look at the active filter as well. So we'll go to the active filter, then we'll click Actions, and you can see we have a lot more actions available for the active filter. We can end a listing, refresh it, set an auto relist for an item, edit it, sell similar, so copy it and create a new one that's similar to that one, that sort of thing. Next, we're going to take a look at where you can go to view and manage your orders. To do this, you'll go to Orders, the top of the page, and then Sold Items. And you can see under the Marketplace Account column what marketplace the order is for. The examples we have here are for Amazon. To view the details of the order, you'll just click on the Details button to the left, and you'll get all of the different details for the order. You can also go to different tabs in order to find orders that are in different statuses. So for example, clicking on the Needing Shipment tab will show you all of your orders that have been paid for, but not yet marked as shipped. And by putting check marks in the boxes to the left of the orders, you can make changes to the status. So for example, if you wanted to mark 2 of the orders as shipped, you can put the check marks in the boxes to the left, then click the Mark As button, and then click on Shipped. The View Options button at the top right of the page, as some of the other pages, can be used to turn fields on or off, depending on which ones you would like to see. The other option in the main orders menu here at the top is the Sales Archive. And so orders that have been archived will no longer show on the main sold items view. There is this archive button here if you want to archive an order. But you can restore an archived order by going to the Sales Archive and then just marking to unarchive the order if you need to, and it will bring it back into this main view. Now we're going to go to the Orders Preferences page. So we'll go to our username at the top and then Preferences. And if we're not already on the Orders page, we would select it at the top. Here you can edit your item shipped and order cancellation notices, as well as your packing slip settings. I also wanted to show you the Notifications button. The Notifications button right here at the top of your account, it looks like a bell, but this will let you know about different events related to the items that you are selling. So for example, if a listing fails or if you get a new order, it will show up here. Let's go ahead and click on that. And you can see we've got a new order notification, for example. We have some import notifications here. And we're going to scroll to the bottom and you'll see this View All button at the bottom. And you can go ahead and click on View All. And now we'll get the actual notifications page. And from here, we can mark notifications as having been read, or we can delete one completely if we no longer need it. And that can be done by putting a check mark to the left and then selecting Actions, and then either mark as read or delete, depending on what you want to do. The last options I wanted to mention today are the Help and Contact Us section. You can get to the Help section by clicking on your username at the top right of the page, and then click on Help. And here you can find all of the Vendio Handmade support articles. I really do think it is worthwhile to take a look at them if you have the time. The Contact option can also be accessed by clicking on your username at the top right, and then select Contact Us. You can either fill out this web form here to send a message to support, or you can call or email us directly should you prefer. All right, this concludes the Vendio webinar on how to use and set up Vendio Handmade so you are ready for the holiday selling season. I really do hope that you found the information in this webinar helpful. Let's take a look and see if there are any questions. As a reminder, if you do have any questions, please go ahead and type them in the questions box of the webinar widget. And I'll give it a minute or two so that if you have a question, you can go ahead and type that out. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions, but if you do think of anything that you need help with, please do just use that contact support option using the help link under your username at the top right of the page in your account, and we are more than happy to help. Thank you again for joining us today for this webinar, and I hope you have a great day.